What's up, guys? It's B Wade. After doing some research, I have 5 favorite picks for the Final Four tomorrow, Saturday, April 5th. Guys, I'm going to walk through all 5 of those picks with you and kind of show you that research and the data and why I'm putting my money on these picks. Looking back at our last college basketball video, we hit one of our slips, we missed one, but we still ended up going up 1 unit on that, so that was a profitable day of college basketball props. I have 2 ways that you guys can get in VIP. If you want to get more of my picks, you want to get game markets as well, which are going to be spreads, over-unders, money lines. All you have to do is sign up with one of these apps that I tell you about in the video, or sign up with one of the apps down below in the description. Any of them, use my code and throw $5 or more if you want, and then take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram, and I'll hook you up with the free week of VIP. If you don't want to do that, or maybe you're in an area where those apps aren't available, you can always just use code NBA. You're going to get 80% off. It'll be less than $10 for a week of VIP picks, and we're going to start cashing together, guys. So I'm excited to get into these picks with you. I'm also giving away a signed Paolo Banchero jersey. I do a giveaway every month on this channel, so stick around. I will tell you how you can be entered to win that. I am starting out with Clayton Jr. over 20.5 points. This dude is on another level, especially the clutch gene, right? We've seen him in the tournament maybe start off a little bit colder, but when they need him at the end of the game, he drains threes. It doesn't matter what the defense looks like. He's hitting them, and I expect this to be a close game. Being a close game, I expect Clayton Jr. to show up. You can see he's only missed it in his last 6 games. He's missed it once. That was against Maryland in the previous round. And that was a game where they didn't need him in the clutch, right? They won by 16. Florida pretty much dominated that game. And so he didn't have to show up and do anything crazy. I expect this to be a close game where he has to come in at the end and be the closer. You can see against Texas Tech, he ended up dropping 30. And just right down the line. I mean, he's hit this in 7 out of the last 9 games. Really consistent. Now, I also like, if you want to take it, I didn't, but his 3-point line, I think, is also really attractive. If you can get a good price on that. He's hit that in 7 out of his last 8 games. Again, at the end of the game, he ends up coming up and shooting those threes. Doesn't matter who's in his face. And he's pretty consistently hitting them. So I'm taking him over 20.5 points, but I also like over 2.5 3-pointers. Pairing that up with Zion James, over 13.5 PRA, and this is just a numbers play, right? He has hit this in 16 out of 19 of his last 19 games. I mean, you go back even over the season, he's hit it at a 76% rate. So this is a number that he hits very regularly. There's only been a couple games where he's missed it. And yeah, I know Houston's a great defense. Duke is also a great team. And I think this line is just set a bit too low. When somebody's hitting their number at an 84% rate over a 19-game sample size, I'm going to jump on it. So I'm pairing that up with Clayton Jr. You can see that on the screen here. We're getting 2.65x for this on Sleeper. Sleeper is one of my favorite fantasy apps. They get their lines up early, a ton of props to pick from, and a ton of promos, right? They give us multiple profit boosts every day. They give us protected picks, discounted picks, all that. And then they have probably the best sign-up bonus in the game, where all you have to do is use code BWADE, deposit $5, and they give you $55 in free bets, guys. That is a lot of reward with minimal risk, right? You throw $5 on, you end up with 60 to play with, and you're going to make money off of that. On top of that free money they are going to give you, when you sign up and take a screenshot, you send that over to me on Instagram, and I'll hook you up with the free week of VIP, and you get all of my picks for the next week absolutely free. This is a win-win, y'all. Check out Sleeper. I've been using it more and more. It is a great app. Looking at the Paolo Banchero jersey, y'all, like I said, I've given away 5 autographed jerseys already on this channel. We did Ray Lewis, Jamar Chase. We did 3 signed SGA jerseys back to back to back. And now we're running Paolo Banchero. And all you need to do to be entered is subscribe to this channel, like this video, drop a comment down below. that is it. It's my way to show my appreciation. I enjoy doing this shit, and I enjoy you guys as a community. This is fun. So make sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and I will be giving that away at the end of the month. Let's get into these next 3 picks. I'm taking Chad Baker-Mazzara under 2.5 rebounds. You guys can see here, he hasn't hit this yet in the tournament. He's been at 2 rebounds all 4 games in the tournament so far. When we look head-to-head, he only had 1 rebound against Florida when they played earlier this year. Even going back to last year, he only had 1 rebound against them. And look, that was a game with a 171-point score. That's a high-scoring game, a lot of action, a lot of stat sheets getting filled, and he was still only able to pull down 1 rebound. He was rebounding a lot more earlier in the year, but in his current role, he's just not being asked to rebound much. Now, this is a really juiced line, minus 170, so this 3-man is going to have a low payout, just giving you that from the start, but all 3 of them have really high odds to hit, and I'm going to walk you through why. Yeah, so this one hasn't hit it yet in the tournament. And you can see, like, early in the season, he was averaging around 4 rebounds a game, 3.5 to 4 probably over the first 15 games. Looking at these last 12 to 13 games, he's averaging around 2. And he had his 2nd worst rebounding game of the season against Florida, who they're facing here again. So I'm fading Chad Baker-Mazzara's rebound line. I'm taking Kanipple over 14.5 points. I know he's going up against this Houston defense that is number 1 in the nation. But look, he's hit this now in, 7 of his last 9 games, and then 10 of his last 13 games. And look, when Cooper Flagg went out in the ACC tournament, he stepped the fuck up. He got it done. He helped them win that ACC tournament. And then the first couple games in the tournament, in the NCAA tournament, he wasn't really asked to do much. He didn't have to do much. They won hands down. And then these last 2 games, he has stepped up, and he's put down 20 and 21 points against 2 really good teams. Coming up against Houston, I don't expect him to go over 20 again. He might, but all we need is 15 here, and I feel confident that we can get at least 15 out of him, as he's been, you look at the last 10, he's averaging 17. So I love this play. I'm taking Kanipple over 14.5. And then Miles Kelly over half an assist. This says minus 137, but this is actually getting priced closer to like minus 180. So this has a really decreased payout as well. But look, he's hitting this at 70% of games this year. You look over the last, 15 games, and he's only missed this twice. He missed it the first 2 games of the tournament. Again, 2 games that weren't really that close. He wasn't asked to do a whole lot. Looking at him against Florida, he did pull down. All he needs is 1 assist, right? He got the 1 assist against Florida earlier this year when they played. And I'm never a huge fan of taking props where you just need 1, because I feel like it can go either way sometimes. But there's enough data here supporting him going over half an assist that I feel confident in adding this into the slip. You can see that here. We are getting 4x for this on Underdog. Underdog, again, them and Sleeper are probably my 2 favorite fantasy apps right now. They get lines up early. They have tons of props to pick from. There's a lot of flexibility, being able to toggle the lines up and down so that you can be strategic and get the most value out of the slips that we put together. And then they have a ton of different promos, whether it's profit boosts, discounted picks, free picks. And then their sign-up bonus is one of the best as far as how much you can get out of it. They have a deposit match up to $1,000 when you use code BWADE, guys. So if you're going to deposit a good amount on an app, Underdog's probably the app to do it on with that deposit match. You use code BWADE. They'll also give you a free pick. Sign up, take advantage of it, and then take a screenshot and send it to me on Instagram. I will hook you up with that free week of VIP, and we can start cashing together, guys. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment so you can be entered to win that signed Paolo Banchero jersey. And check out Underdog or Sleeper and start cashing with us, guys. I appreciate you. Let's make some money.